All fine then. So we'll just begin. So this was your question paper. So paper was lengthy. Whether paper was lengthy or it was okay or moderate, how it was.
It was moderate, sir.
Okay. Which are the outcomes you have learnt in this? I just removed it. I don't want you to see. What are the outcomes you learned in this second IA question paper? Can anyone tell? Don't read course outcome so and so. I want which outcome, number I want. So outcome, course outcome 2, course outcome 3 and course outcome 4. These are the three outcomes it was defined in this topic. So course outcome 2 was for question number 1 and 2. Course outcome 3 was 3, 4, 5, 6 and course outcome 4 it was 7 and 8. So marks allotted for these things will be how many? 20, 60, 20, total of 100. And out of this 100 marks, you are going to attempt 50 marks. So you have more choices, 50% of choices to answer. And I hope you have written very well. So I will be evaluating today, and by tomorrow your marks will be ready so that you can observe your marks how much you have done. Right. So I will go with the learning outcomes. So K2, K2, K3, K2, 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 K3, K4 was there. So K2, K3, K4, what are those? K2 are nothing but your questions related to your understanding and remembering. K3 are nothing but you are applying some concept to get the output, and K4 was analyzing the things, right? So we have given these knowledge level, we have given this course outcome numbers, right? 2, 3, 4, right? Whatever you suggest. So we'll go with the questions which was been asked. So from module 2 I had asked these two questions. It were 10 marks. It was just like a short notes type. So I explain advanced microcontroller bus architecture, memory access attributes. So each of these subtopics will be 5 marks. Okay. And second part explain bitband operation or organization of CMSIS. Right. It was also 5 marks. So obviously you will be knowing how I will be evaluating. It is based on the block diagram, based on the explanation how you are going to provide, and the content how much you have written it, right? So content, if 10 marks if it is their question, so you should have some content that will be applicable for getting you the 10 marks. If I write only 3 4 points and expecting 10 points, 10 marks, it is not done. So there should be some clarity, or in writing the answers also, for which question how much answer or how much content should be written. I hope over the period of time you will be understanding that, and particularly because this is the first time you are observing me. So first time you will have a fair idea. In second idea, what I am expecting or what PTU is expecting, that content you have written in the answer sheet. I am hoping so. Okay. So differentiate the following: general purpose computing system and an embedded system. So in the PDF, in the PPT also, we have clear classification of these two types: general purpose processor and application specific instruction set processor. So general definition differentiating between these two. Provide the major application areas of embedded system with example. So in the industry, in the toy manufacturing industries, so whatever application in the embedded, in the medical field, in the military application, so all those things you need to write it. In the fourth question, I have asked you to give the design for the following: light emitting diode or a 7 segment LED. So light emitting diode you need to give cathode, anode, circuitry you have to give, and you have to explain that one. 7 segment LED you should write that 7 segment display, and you should write ABCDEFGH. So whether it is active low or whether it is active high, that you should be explaining. And next question is about explain Zigbee. So Zigbee structure you have to give specification, what is the data rate, so all those stuffs it is expected in this answer. Okay. Explain criteria used in classification of an embedded system in brief. So what are the different types of classification? So those observation you need to write here. Explain the purpose of embedded system. So in purpose of embedded system is what? To have better efficiency. This is one word which is there. But in the text or in the PPT we have so much content to write about the purpose of an embedded system which you need to highlight here. So sixth question it is with respect to the communication buses, which is your inter-integrated circuit I square C, or one more topic which I had asked was Bluetooth. So these Bluetooth you have to write piconet, scatternet, what is the speed, what is the range, right? What is the device, hardware devices, what is the different types of available in the Bluetooth version. So those are all things you need to discuss. Explain embedded firmware. So you know about the software part. So kernel part, OS part you need to explain. Seventh and eighth question. I wanted to know how many have written seventh A or you have attempted eighth question. Seventh question you have written or eighth question you have written?
Seventh one,
Seventh
sir.
question.
Seventh question you have written. How many pages you have written? 1.5 page, 1 page, more than 1 page, 2 page?
2 pages.
So you are not doing smart work, you are doing hard work. Okay. Why? Because your 8th A and B, it was only with one expression, right? Availability equal to MTBF divided by MTTR. So these two problems are very simple. Okay, 2 marks they should give. I have given here 5 marks, and I expected that most of you will attempt 8th question instead of 7th question, right? But as I observe that what it tells is that you are observing or preparing the content. You are not sure about the problems, you are sure about the theory. So for theory, out of 10, maximum you will get 7, 8 because all points you will be not writing, or 9 points. If you have written correctly, clearly, then rarely you will get 10 out of 10. But if it is problem, you have an expression you have to write, you have to substitute the value, you should get the value. So there is a 3-step problem you will have to do by which you will get the answer. And very simple, 2 values if I take, because I have not changed any variable value also. Okay, I have not changed any variable value also, given the same value. So it was very easy to do. And you need to always save time in examination so that you can attempt different question. Okay, that is my observation which I feel and which I wanted to share to you. Because previous semester ITC also was the same thing. So they will not see any question, how much lengthy it is there, how much time it will take. I know this problem, I will do. Next problem it will be only in half page, and for that you will not have any sufficient time also. So I expect that you first observe all the questions, check it out which is easy, which is simpler, how much time it will take to do, then you have to attempt. You have to give some space to choosing the question. Okay, you might be prepared. If you are not prepared for that one, obviously you will be writing 7th A. Otherwise you should go with the 8th question which I feel. Okay, so that is my observation, and I hope everyone has done good. Obviously, you will be also knowing that during online tests, everyone will score maximum marks, and during offline tests, it is not the same effort they are going to put, because I don't want to tell other things. I don't know why the marks will be varying if it is online and if it is offline. Okay. You also know it. I also know it. I don't want to again stress on that part. Okay. So this is about your second IA questions which I had asked. as of me, so embedded system now test 2 and test 3, it is all theoretical type. You will not get much problems. Okay, you will get only theory concepts. Test 1, you will have some programming, like we had asked for factorial of a number, ascending of a number, and all those stuff. Right. So in examination, you can expect some programs. Okay, whatever you are learning in the lab programs, so that programs you can expect in your main exam also, for which you need to be prepared. Okay, so these are my observation about your IA part. So now I will go with the content. So I'll just share the PPT. Okay, so I'll just make the full screen. Okay, so fourth module, fourth outcome which you are learning, and it speaks about the design concepts of embedded system. Earlier we have discussed, this is, I will just revise it so that it will be still clearer to you, and whatever question I asked in the IA, so that also it will be very easy for you to know. So first question was also same question I was asked. Explain the characteristics and attributes, quality attributes of an embedded system. So these are your characteristics: application and domain specific, reactive, real time, operates in harsh environments, distributed type of a network, small size and weight, power concerns, different application and domain specific. We have discussed, given examples of that one. Reactive and real time embedded system, which we observed during our application like washing machine and all those ones, it is all real time, right? Operates in harsh environments, so your mobile phone and all those things, power fluctuation and all those things. Distributed system, so you have to do small tasks to achieve a bigger output, right? So your example is for automatic vending machine. It has to read the information because it has to read that card, it has to fetch that information, it has to check the availability, how much amount is there, how much you are withdrawing, whether it is sufficient or not. So all this will be multiple tasks, and all thing will be done into one machine, and that is why your work will be, should be in a distributed type. Okay, small weight and size, so obviously all your mobile phone and your gadgets, how much smaller it is, so much it is benefit for you. So small is beautiful, which is trying to highlight all general concerns. One important concern is about your power, right? So your mobile phone battery power you are going to check, you are going to see how much mAh it is, 5000 mAh, 6000 mAh, 3000 mAh. So based on that one, you will be knowing how much I should utilize my mobile phone and all those stuff which will be present. So now all the devices are with respect to this battery life. So battery you are going to charge and you are going to discharge. It is with respect to the mobile phone. You take a application of your washing machine, right? If the power is on, then only it will work. Otherwise, no. If I take ATM, if power is on, then only it will work. Otherwise, no. So there are some classification of application based on the power concerns also. Laptop, if I take, if there is power, okay, fine. If there is no power, if it is charged, laptop is charged, so it will come a durability, how much on the battery backup. Whether you have 2 battery backup or 3 battery backup which is present, based on that criteria you are going to design. Then it comes to the quality attributes of an embedded system. So we have functionality documentation properly, because we wanted to know whether how best the embedded system provides the output, right? So these quality attributes have been classified into two types: one are operational, one are non-operational. Operational type is going to check about the response, throughput, reliability, maintainability, security, and safety. Right. So this is our operational quality attributes which we have to observe. So if I take example of a mobile phone as an embedded system, how much response time it will take, how much, what is the throughput, which is nothing but your efficiency. Right. How you are going to check efficiency of a mobile phone? How we are going to check efficiency of a mobile phone? So mobile phone is dedicated for the calling purpose majoritarily, right? That was the purpose for which they have been identified. So mobile phone, it is used for a calling purpose, and for when I am calling, making a call, out of 10 times, how many times it will connect? Out of 10 times, if I connect 10 times, my throughput is high. Out of 10 times, if I connect 8 times, my throughput is better. It is not good. Sorry, it is good, not better. Okay, out of 10 times, if it do only 5 times, okay, out of 10 times it will correct only one time, then your embedded system is not at all good, right? So based on this parameter you will tell what is the throughput. Okay, reliability, if I connect my mobile phone, so whether it is going to connect to the correct person, or whether it is going to connect to some other person. Sometimes if I connect, it will go and connect to some other person. So what happens? Your reliability of the device is not good. Okay, that is the thing which we can observe of these parameters. Right? It is not only with respect to these parameters which I have discussed with respect to mobile phone, it applies to the different devices and different parameters. Like if I tell television, how many, whether I am able to easily connect or not, and all those stuffs will be there. Maintainability, if my mobile device is damaged, so how much is the cost? Okay, initially I put around 30,000 for a mobile phone, and cost of that one is around 20,000. So what is the use? No use. 20,000 I can get one more device. So maintainability also, it should be the a factor. Security, obviously you have a password protected to your device, mobile phone, a fingerprint is there, now face recognition is there, right? And all other stuff you can expect in this security part. Safety part, so some other person if is there, if I wanted to use all the stuff. And I also said that there is a difference between a security and a safety, so which we will be observing. Okay. So response time, again he has discussed all those stuff, because all we have covered it. So I'm just refreshing it. Throughput, reliability, so two factor, mean time between failure, mean time to repair. So you ask AI equal to MT divided by MTBF plus MTTR, right? So this was the problem which I asked. So if you have got 89.55%, your answer is correct, you will get 5 marks. And for the second example, your answer is 80 hours or 3.33 days, you will get 5 marks. Only one step process you have to do. Right? Security issues, read only access, write only access, all those stuff. Safety deals with the possibility damages that can occur. The breakdown of an embedded system may occur due to a hardware failure or a firmware failure. So you have many security issues also which you need to take care of. Right? So non-operational quality attributes. So this is the topic which we need to start. So the quality attributes that needs to be addressed for the product, not on the basis of the operational aspect, or grouped under this category. Means what? For operation and all those things, you are giving input and you are expecting some output. Okay, but this is not those kind. So there are some different non-operational quality. So what are those? Testability and debuggability, availability, portability, time to prototype and market, per unit and total cost. So these are all things we will, as a manufacturer or the design engineer, he will work on, right? So my mobile phone, whether it is easily able to connect to laptop or not, so that I am going to check. That is what we call it as a testability. For my mobile phone, many USB port I am going to connect, Bluetooth I am going to connect. So these are the things, technology which I can inbuild on this part. So debug ability, right? So as I said, that debug ability should be always present. So you should be able to identify the errors wherever it is problem. See, if all people are facing a problem, then there is a problem within me, right? Only a few people are facing a problem and they are not understanding, or they are not able to. I will take example of uploading in a Teams. So one is uploading, one is not uploading. So how it is possible? For everyone it is common, right? So I will tell that students, you reset your device, then you upload, it will definitely upload. Sir, I reset the device but still I am not able to do. So you need to re-log in. So you have to do some other stuff so that you are able to process the data. That is what I had discussed earlier also. Availability, portability, time to prototype, per unit and total cost, it is with respect to the hardware components which is going to be involved. Right. So testability deals with how easily one can test his or her design application and by which he can or she can test it. For an embedded product, testability is applicable to both the embedded hardware and firmware, both for software as well as a hardware tech. Debuggability is a means of debugging the product as such for figuring out the probable sources that create unexpected behavioral in the total system. The debuggability has two aspects in the embedded system development context, namely hardware level debugging and firmware level debugging. So there may be an issue of the software, there may be issue of the hardware. So hardware your cable you have not correctly done, so only you are not able to transmit the data. Software it is not installed properly, so only it is not recognizing the data. So you will get a clear information, right? So information what you will get, so hardware cable is having a problem. In SGL you will get connection is not done properly, bit file is not generated properly. So these are the issues which you are going to get, and based on this one you need to identify. So these are with respect to the testability and the durability, right? Debuggability. Evolvability is referred to as non-heritage variation in biology. For an embedded system, the quality attribute evolvability refers to an ease with which an embedded product can be modified to take advantage of a new firmware, right? We tell that OS is upgrading. So whether that upgrading is supportable by your devices or not, so you will be fixing, right? So you need to ask to the manufacturer about that design specification of that particular embedded. So if next version it will comes, you have a software version, right? So whether that will support it or not. Now it can be supporting, next it will not support, then unnecessarily I will not dump it, right? Because many of they will ask me, my friends, my relation, everything ask me, I wanted to buy a laptop. So which laptop I should buy? So I will ask them, what is your budget? So they will tell the budget is around 30 to 40K, right? So within this budget, so what is the best processor you will suggest? So I will suggest processor i5, right? i7 will go, i7 you are going to get more than, sorry, i7 you are going to get, once again, i7 you are going to get with a cost of 45,000 plus. I3 you are going to get around 20 and 25,000. So I3 if I take for future application it will be not supporting. I7 I cannot take because I am not having that much amount of money. So what I prefer, I will prefer i5. So future also it will support. For how much durability it will take? Another 2-3 years down the line, it will be easy for me to use this product. Next around 2-3 lakhs, again I will buy a new product with i7 in the market with that cost. So those on this one I will choose. Availability is knowing that if you are going for a device whether it will support or not. That is a important thing. Portability, it is, you know what is portability. It is a means of system independence. So you can take your laptop and you can work anywhere you want. If that is not possible with respect to the desktop, right? So desktop you should go there and sit there and work. I cannot carry the desktop thing. That is why you have very less amount for the desktop and high amount for this laptops. Okay. Now people what they do is that everything I will do in mobile phone only, as you people were doing your presentation in your mobile phone. Sir, I don't have laptop, or laptop it is not working, no charging, no current, I will present in mobile phone. See, under extreme condition only you should do. What is the best embedded device availability? Those things you have to utilize. I am not saying that you go and purchase. I am telling that who is having laptop, you ask your friend to present on behalf of you. We have no issues with that. But few people will tell, sir, I will present in mobile phone. That is not, because you are wasting your time and also you are wasting our time also. That is not the way. Say I can also do in mobile phone, no teaching. Why I have to use laptop for teaching? There is a difference, right? So video, the internet, the content, the writing ability, so all those stuffs is a mat, it will have a matter, it will have importance. So that is why you have to use these specific tools for that particular thing. So what is portability, you will be knowing what it is. So firmware, high level language in a C. So these are all with respect to the source code which is going to speak. So nothing much we have to observe here. Time to prototype and market, right? So I want to build one mobile device and I want to be, it should be an advanced one. So what you will be doing is that if I think this is the best mobile phone, to manufacture it will take some amount of time, 6 months. And over this 6 months of time, new technology will come. So whatever you think that this is advanced one, still more advanced thing will come. So every time you should be 6 months ahead, always. So that should be there in the devices, especially in these embedded system devices, right? If you don't think 6 months ahead, then what happens? Your product, your embedded device will not sustain in the market. Okay. So your device should be sustaining in the market. Then you should think 6 months ahead and you have to release your product appropriately. Okay. So example I can give with the release of these movies. Why they will release during Friday only? Because Saturday and Sunday you are having a holiday. So maximum people will visit to your theater and watch your movie so that you will have more profit. Okay, that is one example I can give. So product also it is of that kind. No product is available today if I release, so my product sale will be high. So that is also a big factor in this, right? Because you have n number of companies which will manufacture the device. So time to prototype and market is with time to market is the time elapsed between the conceptualization of a product and the time at which the product is ready for selling. The commercial embedded product market is highly competitive and time to market the product is a critical factor in the success of a commercial embedded product. Competitor might release a product before you do. The technology used might have superseded with a new technology. So that is the meaning of a time to prototype and market. Product prototyping helps a lot in reducing to time to market. Prototyping means what? It should be available, at least a demo purpose. So if it is approved, because everything you cannot put into the market, right? You are not investing complete thing. An embedded device, you require a huge investment. That is why your next topic is also on that parameter. Initial cost, permanent cost, recurring cost and non-recurring cost. One-time investment, right, and maintainability cost and all those stuffs will be present, right. So time to prototype is also another critical factor. If the prototype is developed faster, the actual estimated development time can be brought down significantly. Per unit cost and revenue, right. So for you, one product cost is around 30,000. What is the actual cost? The cost will be around what? OS it will be common. Hardware component it will be around 5 to 6,000. So total cost will be around 7 to 8,000. But the cost which we are getting is for 30,000. So why there is a huge gap between this? Because you might be observed that I think you might have heard about a story, right, of the manufacturing of this soap. The soap for manufacture, it will take only around 1 or 2 rupees. But the cost of that one, I am selling it for 10 rupees. So the customer had put a cost is that your initial cost for manufacturing is soap is only 2 rupees, but you are selling for 20 rupees. So why it is so? So he is telling that for cost requirement is only 2 rupees. for marketing, for transportation, for brand ambassador, for all those included. Now the cost will be around 10 rupees because this was a major issue. Now for those condition only, the government will put a MRP rate, maximum retail price, right? So that manufacturer also should benefit and there should be a reasonable amount also. So for any product you see there is a maximum retail rate, MRP, right? Maximal retail price. So how much are the costs will be that, but you cannot sell more than to this product. Maybe on the demand and everything, but you cannot sell more than to that. So if you are selling more than that, you are eligible for giving a complaint on that particular person for that product, right? So I hope you see it is general information per unit cost and revenue. Cost is a factor which is true. If I tell washing machine is 1 lakh rupees, whether you will purchase? No. Mobile phone is 1.5 lakh rupees, whether you will purchase? No. Why? Because cost is very high. So we will observe that which is limited to our budget. Suppose say 5,000 to 6,000. So that is sufficient for me to work for my work. For my work nature, a 20,000 mobile or 10,000 mobile is sufficient. Why? Because I have a laptop and all other stuff. So mobile usage is very minimal requirement for me or for my device. Okay. So proper market study. So all you can observe, all it is general. Cost is highly sensitive factor for commercial product. Any failure to position the cost of a commercial product at a nominal rate will lead to the failure. So if I build a product until 20,000, same product if it is, you are getting at 5,000, everyone will purchase at 5,000. They will not purchase 20,000. I cannot tell that this quality is good. Nobody will believe. Quality and everything they will believe you once you have a trust built on yourself. So obviously during initial startup you should give freely you should market, you should give at a minimum cost. So once people start buying your product, then you can increase, right? That is what happened with COVID, Covaxin or Covishield also. So government has fixed for only 150 rupees. Government is selling this for 150 rupees for the private. Now private they took as the demand was very high, they sell for 250 rupees, they sell for 1000 rupees and all the sort of things. So government came into a pressure, right? So all people were said for normal no job, no facilities, for normal lay person, how you can charge 1000 rupees for an injection. So then government made a decision that it is free for all. Right. So now government is paying the amount for your thing. So earlier it was taking 150 rupees. Now he is doing that free of cost. Right. So these are the advantages which we have. Right. Per cost, income, everything it should be there. Proper market study and cost benefit analysis should be carried out before taking a decision on the per unit cost of the embedded product. The budget and total system cost should be properly balanced, providing a marginal profit. The product life cycle, design and development phase, product introduction phase, growth phase, maturity phase, product retirement decline phase. So you will be understanding. So for what duration your hardware will be present? It is only for a certain duration of a time. Okay. So this will be peak. Then what happens? It will reduce. That is obvious. For any embedded system, this is a life cycle. So initially nobody will be knowing, and later few people are knowing. After sometimes everyone will be knowing. So it will be in a peak value. And once it is done, it will come down. Right? It is just like your VTU results. So nobody is knowing, it will open easily. When everyone knows your results are out, when it is spread in the social media, everyone will try to open, so there is a block, right? So it is difficult for you to open this site. After 2 days nobody will open, so you only can open and you can check your result, right? So for everything there is a durability. The period can be 1 month, the period can be 6 months, the period can be 1 year, the period can be 2 years. If I take oximeter, the durability will be 1 year. That is why they will give warranty. For a washing machine, warranty will be around 5 years, right? So these are the stuffs which you can observe. So this is the graph. Okay, all product development, product introduction, growth, product maturity, product retirement. So how this graph is there? So you can see this, we call it as a product life cycles, or generally we call it as a PLC. So we will stop till now. Okay, so I'll take the attendance and we